So, and I'll admit, I got a ton of search and rescue experience as a cop over 27 years, right? Looking for lost kids and walkaway adults and Alzheimer's patients. Chula Vista is a relatively urban environment, so I don't get a lot of the wide open field search and rescue stuff. I do talk to agencies, daily who do this quite a bit, right? And a lot of rural areas across the country. It's a huge tool. Obviously a thermal is a great way to pick up heat signatures. So that's a needed aspect for any search and rescue tool. Certainly the sooner you get something up in the, when it's, a walkaway adult or a missing child, the better, right? The less far they can get from the point of last seen. And so, and just in general, it's like, again, it's just hard to see anything from the ground level. And so, typically if you don't have a manned helicopter with really a robust FLIR system available, and most agencies don't have those at a moment's notice, your drone that's, the drone that's in the trunk, you throw it up right away and do as much as you can in terms of searching fields and eliminating areas that you don't need to hand search or walk through, so you can concentrate on those most likely areas. I know the Civil Air Patrol, which is a huge search and rescue, civilian arm of the Air Force, they've recently purchased, scores of Skydios, X2s to be delivered that have a thermal, precisely because they're a great drone for a very large team that you can't, all these people can't spend hours and hours and hours being, drone experts. So it's a great tool to have quickly, throw it up, and then not only be able to see what's high above, but be able to navigate down below the canopy, right? There's two types of drones in a search and rescue situation. There's a high up overwatch drone that looks over a broad swath of areas. And then there's drones that can kind of go where humans can't go on foot, that's invisible from above, right? Along riverbanks that are tree line covered, you have your overwatch drone, you notice that there's no heat signatures in the center of the body water or the river, but you don't know what's along the banks, right? And so you can wait for a team that might jump in a boat and sail down that river and look to the sides, or you get one person out with a drone, fly low along the river, looking along the banks, clearing that in the first 10 or 15 minutes. Time's not on your side. So, having something that's in the trunk of pretty much every first responder or on the fire truck or whatever that can do both, be comfortable in both environments, that overwatch and close to the ground or in obstacle-rich environments, is your perfect layered approach to search and rescue as it relates to using drones. And certainly having the sensors on there that's going to be able to see what you need to see, right? Your thermal sensor that can see heat signatures, and then your cameras that, high quality cameras that we can see where we need to see. Basically, a drone is just putting a subject matter expert somewhere they can't otherwise be. It's kind of an avatar for a decision maker, search and rescuer. And it's just, the use cases and the environments where they add value is unlimited.
That's awesome. You said a word that struck a chord with me in a very good way. When I go out and I do presentations, I often get requested to talk about my experiences in the field. And I remind the audience constantly that the number one problem we have in emergency services is time. Time changes everything. It's relentless, obviously, but the more time it takes to do something, the more problems you're going to have. As soon as you get behind the ball, you're never going to get in front of it. I've seen it way too many times. And again, just this is like I said, a big ad for drones and trying to get people to change their cultural mindset, because like hard to get to places, check. Quickly going over an area, check. One thing that drones can do that the naked eye can't do is point cloud. I was a big fan of doing point cloud. The shape. Hey, we want to be able to find a body. Well, we found it of the shape of an arm in the field, right? And we can have millions of points, and now we're using artificial intelligence to scan over that. So clearing banks, looking for the heat signature. You're now doing multiple levels that the naked eye just can't do. Even if you're looking at that riverbed, right? Infrared can see there's something over there. Human eye might not be able to see it, right? Especially if it's buried on a surface level. And that's a big deal for catastrophic level too of buildings that have been thrashed, right? So these down buildings and trying to get into places where we haven't shored up yet. So, huge use cases there.